Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where I'm back in the USA, here in the sunshine in Miami, Florida, visiting Motorcar Cavalcade. Now very shortly I'll be heading to collect my GT500 to get that back on the channel, but today we're taking a look around this epic display of cars. This is how Miami does hypercars. We've got the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, we've got Barry Skolnick's Apollo IE, the Bussink Speed Legend. Behind me there are Koenigsegg's, Paganis, Monzas, LaFerraris, more Bugattis, a beautiful green Lexus LFA, and so much more to explore in the first year here at Motorcar Cavalcade. So let's head around and take a look at all that's going on here in Miami. It's actually a surprisingly cold and windy day here by Miami standards, but let's have a little look around then at what we've got. Starting right here, Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster in this satin gold bronze type paintwork. Now they've got a few different categories of cars. This is the paint category, we could say. So cars all with interesting liveries. For example, we've got the Porsche 911 992 GT3, still yet to drive a new GT3, with the black stripes over that. We've got the Heritage Ford GT. Now one of these has just sold at auction for ludicrous money, which is quite exciting. This actually belongs to a friend. Lovely looking car. Then we've got some pretty wild things. We saw the Bussink Speed Legend over at Pebble Beach during Monterey Car Week, based on the AMG GTR Roadster by my friends at Bussink. They've only made 5 of them on the Roadster. It has the speed bow that goes over the top. It's permanently open, complete Barchetta style drive. This is obviously solar beam paint, the same color that I've gone for on the GT Black Series. It looks magnificent, and it makes about 850 horsepower as well, with the GTR Pro style front end. Crazy, crazy thing, plus the matching helmet displayed on the bonnet. We then have Barry's Apollo IE. Now I've ridden on board this car with Barry, the Apollo IE. There are only 10 of them in the world, naturally aspirated V10, ridiculous thing in terms of both the design, what it sounds like, what it looks like, the gull-wing doors that go up, look at this wing, look at the way it's mounted with that spine that runs all the way through to the roof snorkel. You're sat basically with your heels above your hips when you're on board this car, and very much in the paint category with the exposed glistening carbon fibre, pearlescent metallic paintwork that it has as well, and all of the details about this truly ridiculous thing. We then move to the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, the fastest version of the Chiron, with a design made of course for higher speeds, a longer tail, the openings that we see over the front wheel arches. I got to drive one of these at the Bugatti factory recently in France, in Molsheim. What an experience that was. This is here with Bugatti Broward, who I try and visit quite often, filmed with those guys before, but you can see at the back this extension ring. And that's where it all went wrong for a moment. Unfortunately, my microphone disconnected temporarily, but we'll be back in action properly very shortly. So let's continue. The Super Sport, like the regular Chiron, has the active spoiler with the air brake sitting in the normal position. Down in the diffuser, spot the tailpipes sitting above and below one another. That's to minimise the negative impact on the airflow under the diffuser. We've got the 8-litre quad-turbo W16 making 1,600 horsepower, and that's part of the liveries section at the Concours. We also have the off-roaders and many other different categories here on the lawn at the JW Marriott in Aventura, Miami. Categories like doors, lights, dashboards, and many more. Spot the bright orange Rolls-Royce Cullinan across the other side. There's a lovely Mercedes 300 SL Roadster alongside a Ferrari Monza SP1, and then one of my favourite cars is this bright green Lexus LFA. This is the sound category, rightfully so, with the Yamaha tuned acoustics of the naturally aspirated V10 in this car, one of 500 in total that they made, and believed to be the only one in this bright green, and it looks stunning in the sunshine in an amazing lineup that we'll go and explore in a second. But one of my favourite cars I've ever driven, values hugely appreciating in recent times. There's a Ferrari 250 tucked in behind. If we come on down, we've got the Cobra with a very rumbly, grumbly V8, the Pantera as well. Behind that, the bright yellow straight-piped Carrera GT, and then 2 very special Lamborghinis, 2 of their few off series, including the Centenario Roadster just here, one of only 20, in the satin exposed carbon fibre. And then next to that, we have the Sian that I've actually driven before. This crazy combination with the colours, the bright white flip paint through to the purple towards the rear. The combination of the naturally aspirated V12 with the hybrid setup, one of 63 in total that they've made. Some crazy details. The purple tinted carbon fibre on that as well that you can spot around the headlights. And obviously we have the crowds of people here for the sound checks, all part of the day's activities. Sadly, without the sounds of the V12s right now. Over this way, the Maserati MC20 that I drove for the first time recently. This is the satin pearlescent white paintwork that they offer, which starts to look amazing with some blue tints out in the sunshine that you can spot. The contrast of that. We also have a Red Bull F1 car. This is a 2010 RB26 driven at the time by Vettel and Webber. Over this way, we have a few cars, including the likes of the BMW 328 and a Ferrari 250 SWB, in fact, tucked in alongside it. Coming up this way, it's all about the dashboards, and we start at the left with the Spiker C8 Roadster, one of the cars that we have from Barry's iconic collection, in fact. I drove with him with the Spikers once, an amazing experience. We've got the R35, Nissan GTR, heavily tuned, BMW Z8, all very lovely cars. The Z8's dash is actually in the centre. We have a 1950s Cadillac Elegante, I think it is. Might need to check on that one to check I've got it right. We then move also to the Rolls-Royce Dawn and a few others, not necessarily my forte. Before over to the right, it's about the doors of the cars, and you can immediately see the Lamborghini Murcielago with its scissor doors up in the air, those famous Lambo doors they had for a few generations of the V12s, certainly looking the part. Before we move to the Aventador SV, a coupe, one of the 600 before they made the 500 Roadsters, with those more familiar, I suppose, Aventador style doors, and the SLS AMG with its gull wings opened wide as well, and three very different types of doors all opened and looking amazing, plus the Dawn with the suicide doors that open hinged from the rear with the handles up towards the front. Over this side, Restomod's all the way. That is a GT500, 1967 GT500R, looking very, very mean. Then we've got an AMG GTS. Oh, look at that, the carbon fibre hood that allows you to see through to the 4-litre bi-turbo V8 within. That's kind of cool, actually. The bonnet and a host of other modifications as well. We have a DMC DeLorean, also with its gull-wing doors up. Fascinating cars, very Back to the Future. Look at this McLaren. It's even got a doll breaking into the bonnet up front. Carbon bodywork for the bonnet, the wings, spoiler at the rear, MP412C on steroids. Then we've got a Koenigsegg Regera, as we do, the hybrid Koenigsegg direct drive, exposed carbon bodywork, navy blue, looking beautiful. It's the car from the Don Huayra collection. This is very, very special. Always love driving the Regeras, very GT-esque. You feel the, let's say, different type of driving experience to the Agera, that kind of thing. Less dramatic, more GT hypercar, you could say, but with absolutely ludicrous performance and pace. We come through this way, we've got some classics. What segment are we in here? I'm not quite sure. We start with Cadillac 62 Series Coupe. Yes, I've got to read them. I'm not sure of everything. We have a Dodge Daytona, beautiful Aston Martin DB6. That's a bit of me, British classic, love it. We come on through this way. Oh yes, 2000 GT, of course. The famous Toyotas of old, very, very valuable now. Another Bugatti Chiron, regular Chiron on this one. And then alongside it, we squeeze on through is the Rolls-Royce Phantom 2 from 1933, alongside a Bugatti Chiron. We then have another of the 4 GTs, also belongs to a friend, very cool car with the livery, the silver paintwork with the orange accents. Some photos, details and signatures in the engine bay, which is a really nice idea as well. 2016 Le Mans Champions, car number 68. Good times, of course, the reason for the introduction of the new Ford GT in the first place. What else do we have coming around? Just all sorts of random things. This is the Veyron Vitesse, the Grand Sport Vitesse, so the convertible version of the Super Sport in the dual tone brown exposed carbon with the matching paintwork as well. Or is it a... no, it is. They also made the Rembrandt, which looks very similar, slightly different. If I squeeze on through, so the guys here, we've got the Ferrari 340 America, lovely McLaren 675 LT. You won't see me selling mine anytime soon. We then have H. Greg Lux here with the LaFerrari, obviously one of the 499 cars. They made one more afterwards, but in a beautiful red paintwork. This car up for sale with them with only a couple of 100 miles on it. Looks stunning. LaFerraris. The more time I spend around the LaFerrari, the more I am totally and utterly obsessed with them. We've got a Ferrari 488 GTB, another lovely Aston Martin just alongside. This time we have a DB4 Series 4 GT. Just need to learn everything. That is truly elegant. Ferrari, we Testarossa. It's always quite hard to tell between Testarossa and 512 TR. And then we have Ariane's Pagani Huayra BC. The BC, of course, named after Benny Caiola, the more hardcore track version of the Pagani Huayra. In this case, it's the Roadster BC. They made 40 of them. This is amazing. And the pearl white paint with the blue carbon and the painted blue accents as well. Imagine that roof off. It's a Targa roof panel that you can take away and then drive the car open in its full glory. Looking beautiful in the sunshine here. And we come through to a car that I can tell you to drive is absolutely out of this world. The Novitec 812 N-Largo, one of the super wide body conversions that Novitec offer based on the Ferrari 812 Superfast. A little bit more power than standard, just over 800 horsepower. Crazy, crazy sounds, wild looks, even more so when it's blue with the bronze, almost gold-like wheels this car has as well. Next to it, a red Senna, almost red like Rosso Corsa Ferrari type red. Actually works quite well for it. You get the contrast obviously with the gloss carbon fibre exposed sections and the silver wheels. I like this more than I thought I would, with the tan interior as well. That is very much a play on the Ferrari colour scheme. It's actually a metallic red, so it's not literally Rosso Corsa. But yeah, looks really, really very, very nice. If we come on through, what else do we have then? Good vibes here on the lawn. A couple more cars here just to take a quick look at, I think. Look at the back of the Cian over there in the purple, almost a completely different car to the car that we were looking at before. Obviously the party vibe has now started at the event. We've got music rocking and rolling, very much what it's all about. We've got the Maybach S-Class Cabriolet, we've got the new Rolls-Royce Phantom 8 in the green, which looks amazing, and we have the Ferrari Monza SP1 alongside it, the SP1, the single-seater, I guess more of the collector's version as opposed to the SP2 with the 2-seat configuration. But yeah, I'm hoping we'll be able to catch some of these maybe rolling out a little bit later. For now though, not a bad way, I would say, to start the day. Some beautiful classics, Ferraris, yellow Carrera GT, all alongside the likes of the new cars, including the LFA and plenty more. Ferrari 250 GTL Berlinetta Lusso. One of those cruising through Italy. Yes, please. They've just been doing awards, and the Huayra BC has won the Mirrors Award, which I think makes sense when it's a car like that. Pagani do a lovely job of their door mirrors. That is ridiculous. The startup of Barry's Apollo IE. I actually had forgotten how loud that would be, which is also heading around. Gosh. The Murcielago rolls on through, winning the doors segment with the scissor doors. Just infinitely cool. So that's heading that away, and it's a bit of a rotation around what's going on, obviously, with the awards ceremony with the cars driving through. One of the best sounds ever. Rolling through also is the very lovely straight pipe Carrera GT. Not sure how much you can hear that, but from LFA to CGT. So cool, sounds magical. Well, it's rollout time. There's a total mix of cars here, as you can see. I can hear the noise of the Novitec 812 N-Largo. Look at this, what an extraordinary mix. Historics, British, American, AMG GT, DB6, Senna, DMC, DeLorean. This is actually really very cool. What an awesome mix of cars on an amazing event. The Restomod GT500 rolling through. Definitely conscious of that flipping away there. Look at this, this is actually really quite cool. I'd love to know all the details. Look at this, the colour is awesome. The colour is fantastic in this car. And the sound, my word, the sound. Torture to the ears. That was pretty loud. Off it rolls out. So insane. Novitec N-Largos. And then look, followed by the Plymouth. With that spoiler. Oh. Crazy days. And out rolls the LFA. Look at that thing, it's so epic. Anyway, what's just started? Something really very loud. Yep, the Aventador SV. No surprises there. It's time for one of the best sounds that you're going to hear today, for sure, when it comes to Carrera GTs. V10, straight piped. It's so good, and Carrera GT values are flying at the moment. I think we all knew that was happening, and I pondered buying one a while back. Sadly, couldn't make it happen, and now I think it's quickly becoming out of reach. But these, yeah, it's a special car. Naturally aspirated V10, manual gearbox, removable Targa roof, engine that was created for motorsport, and yeah, challenge to drive as well, something that there's not that much of these days. Now, time for the Monza. Let's listen to the V12. Yeah, 6.5 litres, 800 plus horsepower, a Vito of glory. Single seat. Look at the design, the way it links back to the old 750 Monza. These things are so cool, the SP1s, SP2s, and now the Daytona SP3 that make up the Icona series. Farewell for today to the Bussing Speed Legend. We might see some more of that soon. Watch this space, that's all I'm going to say for now. Love that thing though, so cool, just out there wild. Off rolls the Pagani as well. Always good to see them. That's cool. Roadster BC heading out. There's a Supra rolling through. Hadn't spotted that before. And I could also hear a ton of revving of cars all around behind. R35 GTR versus LaFerrari. Very different engines, very different numbers of cylinders. That's some backfire and a half. That would probably be the loudest. If it has an engine in, of course, it might be a show car. Wow, sound of the LaFerrari. Well, you know what? With the last of the cars rolling out from the lawn, what a day here at Motorcar Cavalcade in Miami, back in the sunshine. As you can see, pretty much everything is headed on out now. A few more still to go. Some, of course, will be trailered off to head back towards their respective homes. But this has been a lot of fun. It is great to be back out here. Of course, very soon I will go and pick up my GT500, have some fun with that over the coming week or two, and have quite a few cool things to share with you guys as well. That's it for this time though. Thank you very much for watching. As always, appreciate your support an awful lot, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!